Welcome back to the Writer's Wardrobe, everyone. It's episode 16, and you know what that means. Nothing in particular. I was hoping to come up with something clever, but it appears that once again I'm talking faster than my brain can handle. Speaking of brains that can't handle things, I'm joined today by a man who was present at the Battle of the Last Dragon, Wind de Bottom. I'm not sure of his exact position, but he was a fine shot with a crossbow in his day.
Well, that might be true, and feels like I've not fired a crossbow in 87 years.
Yes, well, it's only been 17.
How long is it?
17 years, according to my records.
How accurate are your records?
Pretty much as accurate as it's possible to be.
Well, I suppose it's right. You wouldn't be taking advantage of an old fellow now, would you?
Wouldn't dream of it. But I would like you to cast your mind back, if you can, and tell me a little about your role in the battle.
My role in the battle, he says. I was naught but a driver. I took care of the supply wagons and tended the horses.
Oh, come now, Win. You're downplaying it a bit now, surely.
Well, I'm not a knight or anything. If that's what you're implying, then you, sir, are a liar.
There were other important roles besides knights, Wind. Without you, the army may never have made it to the final battle.
More likely, they'd have hired another driver.
But it wasn't another driver, was it? It was you.
What is it you're after, buttering me up like this?
You know what.
I don't even know what year it is.
You saw something.
Oh?
Yes. You remember?
Are you talking about that bloody flying dwarf?
That's the one. Tell me what you saw.
Well, the army had brought up a catapult, see? With the idea they'd shoot the dragon. Shoot the dragon. Oh, the fools. Anyway, I had to grease up one of the roller thingies, and I was looking for the grease for so long I thought I'd better get some grub, because you can't have an old man starving to death while he's taking care of such important equipment. And before you say anything, yes, I was old even back then. My own mother said I was an old soul, probably straight out of the womb with wrinkles.
Wind.
All right, breakfast would have been some sort of gruel, the sloppy kind, you know. Hardly warm unless the pot had been sitting in the sun, and...
Wind.
What?
The dwarf.
Scallywags, the lot of them.
No, Wind. The dwarf.
Which one?
The dwarf, Wind. The flying one.
Oh, yes. You should have said something, letting me ramble on like that. I was eating something, anyway. Might have been porridge.
We know.
Right, of course you do. Anyway, while I was eating...
Move on from the food, Wind, please.
Well, this muscle-bound little bugger snuck up behind me. He was half naked and greased up like he'd taken a bath in one of the tubs of grease I'd been looking for. Actually, that probably explains why I couldn't find the grease, come to think of it. Mystery solved 5 years later.
It's 17, and I don't care about the damned grease.
You're a very poor audience.
Maybe you're a poor storyteller. Wind. Wind, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
You sounded like you meant it.
I didn't. I'm just frustrated.
Sexually?
Sure.
You don't even care about the grease. It's central to the story.
I do, Win. I do care about the grease. I misspoke. Forgive me?
Well, I couldn't leave an audience on the lurch now, could I?
Fantastic. Thanks. Thank you.
Now, where was I?
You had a half-naked dwarf coated in grease behind you.
Oh, yes, but he wasn't just behind me, he was in the spoony bit of the catapult.
Not the spoony bit.
Oh, yes, the spoony bit. And he looked me dead in the eyes and he said,
"Pull the lever, old boy. I'm in a hurry." Remarkable. Who comes up with this stuff?
Well, I think it was a product of his upbringing, but...
You know what this sounds like, Wind?
What's that now?
It sounds like a great place to finish, so I have something to go on next week.
Oh, but I was just hitting my stride, I thought.
Too bad.
No, I really think we should.
This has been The Writer's Wardrobe. Thanks for listening. Bye.